I'm so excited that HBO's Tokyo Vice is back for season 2. Now, I've seen the first 5 episodes, but I'm not going to get into any of the spoilers. Just letting you know if this second season lives up to the quality of season 1. The season takes us deeper into the city's criminal underworld as reporter Jake Adelstein comes to realize that his life and the lives of those close to him are in terrible danger. Ansel Elgort, Ken Watanabe, Sho Kasamatsu, and Rachel Keller return for this crime drama that's loosely based on the events reported on by Jake Adelstein. Now, there are going to be a few spoilers from season 1, but I'm going to avoid anything specific from this current season so that you can enjoy watching it as I did. Now, at the end of season 1, Sato had been stabbed horrendously, and it's sketchy on whether or not he's going to survive. Sam was trying to get her own club going, but it ended up being controlled by Chihara Kai. Now, Detective Katagiri had his family threatened, and Jake was beat to a pulp, so those both are now avoiding dealing with, or even reporting on, any of the Yakuza. And then Tozawa, one of the most ruthless Yakuza, has all but disappeared because of his unknown illness. So when this season starts back up, we get to follow Jake, Katagiri, and Sam as they are each pursuing their separate interests. I mean, the drama is still very high, and the scenes are delivered with an intensity that amps up stress as well as the excitement. And even though this is more of a drama than an action series, there's a fair amount of fights and battles to keep it fun and harrowing with risk of peril for our characters. And then when the characters fight, it's pretty much all-out warfare. I mean, lots of pointy and stabby actions, along with ferocious kicks and punches happen. And the choreography, it looks good, and the camera is maneuvered about to make sure we don't miss any of that excitement. Now, this was filmed on location in Tokyo, so there's a huge amount of authenticity to the settings and the locations. Now, I especially love it when we get nighttime scenes that take place in the smaller areas of the city. There's still those bright lights that are showcased, but the hustle and bustle, it's typically reduced, which then accentuates any of the skulking figures that might be peering about. Now, a large portion of this season deals with the void that's left by Tozawa's absence. It creates sort of a power vacuum, and when that happens, especially in an environment that's controlled by brutal gangsters, the possibility for explosive interactions goes way up. And we get to see scheming and conniving, typically on the down low. It's interesting then to watch when actions end up being dishonorable and the ramifications that those things bring about. Now, there were some surprising actions and revelations this go round also, creating scenarios that feel like they can be precarious for a couple of our characters. And then, because of some key actions that are taken by characters, brutality and danger, they're just brewing, and it looks like there's going to be repercussions way beyond our immediate characters. Now, each episode's about an hour-ish in length, and because this is a 10-episode season with weekly releases, each episode feels like an event. And many of the first half, they also contain some nail-biting cliffhangers. Even though this is a weekly release too, the first 2 episodes, they drop at once. So we get an extra large helping of Yakuza drama to kick off the season. Now, I really enjoyed the dynamics that we saw between Jake, Katagiri, Sam, and Sato in the first season. But unfortunately for this season's arc, we don't get a lot of interaction between them. I mean, the story has branched out to give us more detail following the individual storylines of them, especially within Jake, Katagiri, and Sam. Now, these are all very engaging, and they have enough content to keep them worthy of the devoted time, but I did miss the high level of conversations and drama that we had in season 1. I mean, and I don't mean to say that there are 0 interactions between the cast. They do have crossover storylines and interactions. But thanks to all the threats of season 1, they each need to keep their distance from each other in order to survive. Now, family's always been a theme within the show, and this season, it's not any different. We get to see more pressure from Jake's family to return home, even just to visit. And of course, there's strain with Katagiri's relationships because he and his family have to be separated for safety. Now, I appreciate the inner turmoil that Watanabe showcases for Katagiri. He's torn between his job, which could bring safety for everybody, and then the safety of his family. And even though we don't hear inner dialogues, it's very clearly emoted as to what he's thinking. I mean, even Sam deals with a sort of family dynamic, reconnecting with a friend and mentor that she first met when she got to Japan. Now, I like this addition because we really get more insight into Sam and then the quality of her character. She's still very tough, but there's also this vulnerability that's displayed. And then, of course, just with the Yakuza themselves, they function like large families. just ones that are extremely violent. Now, the ties we watch and the internal strains, they create palpable drama and suspense. Now, I'm excited to see the rest of this season and see if it can maintain the momentum and the intrigue that are showcased in those first 5 episodes. And if it does, this is going to be a dynamic season, maybe even surpassing the first. Everything feels more risky and volatile right now, and that's absolutely perfect for this sort of crime drama. So overall, the first half of season 2 of Tokyo Vice delivers powerful performances and captivating storylines. These intersect through natural progressions, creating a steady pace of anxiety as plot points come to a boil. The themes, especially those of family and loyalty, are beautifully conveyed, building riveting drama and brutal violence. The acting continues to be stellar, with more time devoted to the main characters, allowing them to develop and grow into complex and flawed personas. There's sex, nudity, a lot of profanity, and a bunch of gnarly violence. Now, even though this is only halfway through, and I don't know how it's all going to resolve, if I were giving this a score right now, I'd give it 4.5 out of 5. But I am going to hold off on the official rating until all 10 episodes are available. Alright, so were you a fan of the first season? Do you have a favorite character? Now, for me, by the end of the season, I was really engaged with Sato. Let me know yours, though, in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.